go ahead and get comfy. And big deal is comfortable. Be curious to notice what version of comfortable you're okay with allowing this morning. What version of comfortable are you settling for? Typically, we have this range, and it's in our familiar range, familiar territory. And the head likes familiar because it feels as though it has some semblance of control, and it has some knowledge, and it has some understanding. This is all based on past experience and conjecture. So the practice and the invitation practice, the invitation confronting us, the yoga aim, is to be curious enough and daring enough and willing enough to start in familiar territory. So we begin to loosen our grip to some degree. Start with familiar, settle into that. Settle into your now version of comfortable. Your best version of comfortable. Settle into it. The caveat being, don't settle for that. Don't settle for the current version. That's still in familiar territory. So the invitation is to be daring enough, curious enough, willing enough to stretch just beyond the boundaries delineated by our beliefs, by our certainty, by our definitions, by our knowledge, into unfamiliar territory, into places where all the various and the sundry things we use to get our bearings are no longer salient. Even if they're apparent, they're no longer useful. It can be disquieting, it can be unsettling. You might feel disoriented. But if you're willing enough and daring enough to just pause, clarity is assured, clarity happens. Knowing happens. Knowing is separate from knowledge. Knowledge is in the head. Knowing is a verb. Knowing isn't something you sequester, you achieve, and then store away. Knowing is in the moment of the moment. Knowing happens spontaneously as you drop into the moment. Without the need to control, and configure, and arrange, and manage, and dictate. if you just consider that most of us are hard pressed to do more than a handful of things at any one time. Maybe you recall when you were learning how to drive a stick shift, or learning something else that required your attention in multiple places simultaneously. Initially, it's challenging, and that's just a handful of things. The head likes to believe it's in control. But just consider, you have trillions of cells that comprise your physicality, trillions of cells. Each cell, there are many things happening right now in each cell simultaneously, and there's trillions of cells, and they're all working together to the extent you're not imposing anything on any of them. Your body's designed to operate perfectly in balance, in peace, and that happens as we get out of the way and allow it, invite it, welcome it. Something as fundamental as your heartbeat, that happens. You don't have to make it happen. Direct and control it. I have heard of one person who could stop their heart and not die. Krishnamacharya had that capacity. But as he said to his son, Desikachar, it's not a parlor trick. It's a natural consequence of aligning yourself more fully with your being. So check your belly, relax your belly, give it a rest. If it's comfortable, relax your jaw, but close your mouth. Invite your tongue to relax off the roof of your mouth. So you're simply breathing through your nose only. So again, the traffic is still going by out there. Bless you. You don't need to concern yourself with it. You can be aware of it. You're hearing my voice. You don't need to be concerned about it. It can just be sound. The conveyance that's happening is much broader, much larger than the words being used. So you need not focus on the words and the meaning of the words that your head would have you limit yourself to. You don't need to decipher these words, interpret these words. The invitation is to feel, listen. Feel, listen. You don't need to be in your head. So belly's relaxed, face is relaxed, eyes are relaxed. And when you're ready, without forcing it, without rushing it, when you're ready, big breath in, and then let it go. Abide in a pause. No need to think, no need to hold. At some point, your breath simply starts moving again naturally, all on its own. Simply let it happen. Now, if we can be daring enough and willing enough to start right now at the place your head has convinced you is the destination, something that you have to work towards, something you have to be deserving of, something you have to achieve. If we could just start with that, despite what the head says to the contrary, if we could just start with peace, in peace, as peace. Then there's no need for the head to get involved at all. As you go through practice, as you go through class, the practice becomes hanging out in territory just beyond familiar, without defaulting back into the habits of holding and managing and directing, and efforting, and just rather giving yourself permission, unbridled permission, to be supported, buoyantly, abundantly supported, fully supported. Give yourself permission to be the evidence of peace embodied, not because you're performing according to some aesthetic, not because you're engaged in some sadhana, but simply as a matter of course. Of course. This is who you are fundamentally right now. You don't need practice being you. You are you. Not the you think. So be curious about that. The head's at a loss. The head wants to start engaging in something, wants you to do something. Before doing anything, step one. Hence the name. Hence it's the first step. Before doing, drop in. Without holding on. Before doing, let go and allow. Before doing, being curious. Listening. Curiosity employs your innate capacity of listening, feeling, listening. Gently wriggle and snuggle, whether you're lying down, whether you're sitting, very lightly, gently wriggle and snuggle. Reset the threshold of your awareness so you're more able to easily feel where you're being supported right now, right where you are. And wherever you feel your body touching down, wherever you feel support is now happening, just soften those places. Melt a little bit right there, each of those places. What happens as you simply yield into that which is supporting you? This has nothing to do with compromise. This has nothing to do with acquiescence. Quite the contrary. This has to do with discovering, uncovering, finding, knowing, being. All right, couple minutes. without intervening. Say hello to your breathing. See if your breath feels any different now than when we started. You don't need to change it. And your body, does your body feel any different than when we started? Maybe yes, maybe no. Just be aware of the space around you without going into the space around you, right where you are. Stay. Just be aware of the space around you. See if it feels any different than when we started. To the extent you've begun yoga-ing, these things will be noticeably different. So let your practice this morning perhaps be about uncovering, discovering, and then availing yourself of the more support you start to allow, uncover, discover. Different way of being in your body, same body, but different experience. Being supported rather than having to support yourself. Having support instead of having to support yourself. So you can just be feeling into, when I shift my weight, do I have more support or do I have to support myself more? When I move my hand, my foot, my knee, not because I'm following some prescription, some dogma, some rule, some prescribed, predetermined aesthetic, not because I'm staying within the bounds of what's familiar, what's quote unquote right. Step beyond all of those things, all the concepts, all the I should and shouldn't, all that. Just let this be a time to be in your body, with your body, listening, feeling, uncovering, discovering, allowing. So a little sound. This morning, say hello to your feet. Maybe wiggle your toes a little bit, say hello to your feet. Your feet, your legs are all part of what I call the first layer of the body, and it includes a connection, an energetic connection from you to the center of the planet. You're not separate from, you can walk around on the planet, but you're connected to this planet. Imagine an energetic connection right to the center of the planet, just for you. It's in present time. You can ignore it. Doesn't mean it's not there. You can ignore it. You can experience yourself as though it wasn't there. You can shift your focus entirely and ground yourself into something else. Connect through your work, through a relationship, through food, through some addiction. There are lots of things to align yourself with and ground yourself to, bind yourself to. And whatever you're being grounded to, whatever you're connecting to in that way, will largely determine how you experience your body and how you experience the world around you. So if you're ready for peace, ready for balance, ready to experience your innate state, it's incumbent upon you to say hello to this connection that you have to the center of the planet. So it's part of the first layer of the body. The sound I like for first layer is the letter E. If you want to use color, if you like color, try black, like onyx, like obsidian, or perhaps red, like rubies. Sound is E. Any pitch, tone, any volume. 3 or 4 long exhales. When you're ready, big breath in. E. Smooth fingers and toes. Your body know you're getting ready to move. In the basket, one way or the other. So get a couple straps. There, coming around the room in the basket. Get a couple of straps. And you may end up with a strap that's too short. If you end up with a strap that's too short, so there's more strap in the basket. They're not all the same length. So before we put the straps on the bars, let's just take a moment. Just take a moment and grab one of your straps and just unbuckle the buckle. Just unbuckle the buckle for now. And you can look at your hands. If you laced your fingers with both palms down, that provides a curve. If you look at from the end, from the side, where if you look at your thumbs, both palms are down. You could lace your fingers with one palm up and one palm down, but what we want is both palms down. So that's a manner of speaking what we're looking for with the buckle. So find the part of the buckle with the label next to it, right? And let that be flat. Let that be flat. And then go ahead and make sure there's no twist in the strap. Just slide the strap through your fingers till you get to the other buckle. And I noticed right away that my straps are on, my other buckle has been put on incorrectly. So just to make sure, maybe yours is on correctly, but if so, it's fine. Just let's remove the strap from the pitchfork part of the buckle. Let's just remove the strap, just remove the buckle off the strap. Just take the other part off. And we're learning about how to organize these buckles so they'll support you, they'll do as they're designed to do. So if the label part of your the label part of your buckle is flat, the pitchfork part of your buckle, let the fork part be flat. So the little loopy parts go down. That's like this instead of this. So strap part flat, and then pitchfork part flat with the loopy parts down on the end, and just snap it together. And you'll see, if you look on from the side, you'll see a little curve. And then just so you can see the difference, take the pitchfork out and put it in the other way, and look at it again. And you'll notice it's like a little S curve. Okay, you want the loopy parts pointing down. Loopy parts pointing down. Once you've organized that, then go ahead and make sure there's no twist in the loops all the way to the end of the strap. And then you're going to put the end of the strap close to the center of the buckle from the bottom up. And then go back down through the outside loop. So you're going to end up with a big loop with a little tail pointing away from the buckle on top of the buckle. So that's what you want. And it's a good rule of thumb to just make sure the tail can fold back over the buckle. Right? And again, you might have a strap that's too short. So just check your other strap. Label part flat, other part pointing down. No twist in the loop. Okay, little tail in the strap that can fold back. So once you've got those organized, come on over to the bar. And we're going to use the top bar. And you're going to go from the bottom, from the floor, behind the top bar, and then snap the strap together. So you're going to unsnap the strap, start with the label part, start from the floor, go behind the top bar, and then snap your buckle back together so that the little tail points toward the center of the rope. Two big loops. Two big loops. Two big loops. And if you're not sure, just ask me, and I will. So you can have your neighbor just check your loops, your buckles. You want the buckles to be able to hold. There you go. Gradient on the room, gradually move forward. And then maybe some of you may want, you don't have to, some of you may want to use a mat on the floor. You don't have to. I like using the floor without a mat for this part, but you're welcome to use your mat, whatever you like to do. And then go ahead and put your hands in the loop. So the strap is on the back of your wrist. So you're facing the wall. Organize your straps so they're long loops, and they're roughly the same. Make sure the loops are roughly the same size. I forgot to say that. Loops roughly the same size, right, the same length, on the longer side if you can. And then you want the buckles to be on the top of the loop, but away from you. You want the buckles close to the bar, close to the wood, but not touching the wood. You do not want the buckles to touch the wood. The straps will slip. Once you've got that organized, so let's put these guys. If what happens is if the buckles touch the buckles get caught in wood, then you're going to be just pull right out. So somewhere in there. Okay, put your hands in the loop when you're ready. Put the strap on the back of your wrist so the palms face the wall. And then just hold on with your hands lightly and lean back like a water skier. Water skiing, feet come width apart, just sashay back and forth. Let's do elbows straight. Do elbows straight. Straps can be close together. Just shift back and forth. And just organize a pause here, perhaps a pause there. Maybe when you're pausing, you're going to just let support happen, let balance happen. Float your floating foot, float one foot off the floor. Just stay on one leg. Try one side, try the other. Use the straps. It will help us with balance. Find center when you're ready. Find center when you're ready. Inhale, bend your knees so your thighs are parallel to the floor like you're sitting in a chair. Exhale, open your mouth, push your feet back to center. So really smooth. Inhale, chair. Exhale. Feel up your heels, one of the balls of your feet. Let your heart lift toward the sky. Chin up. Chin up. Curving your back right up toward your heart. And then the heels come down. Drop your chin. Round your back. And lean back. Just lean back a little bit. Bend your knees more or less. With your back round. Bend your knees more or less. With your back round. And then just come up back to standing. Elbows straight the whole time. Look at your feet, please. Let's put your right foot a little further away from the wall, left foot a little closer to the wall. So they're staggered, feet are staggered. Come to width apart, left to right. Right. Let's start here. You can move your feet, they're not cement. So let's go exhale, round your back. So one knee's going to bend more than the other. And as you inhale, don't bend your elbows, bring your heart forward. Maybe peel the heels. Lift your chin long front. Exhale, round your back. Move your breath. Lean into the straps. And as you inhale, let your heart come forward. Let your heels come up, chin come up. So exhale, rounding your back. Big movement, small movement, inhale, long foot. Let support happen. So find your center, starting place. When you're ready, starting place. And then switch feet. Other foot forward, right foot more forward, left foot more back. And try the same thing a few times. Just see the difference. Does it feel, how does it feel different? Feel the contrast. So just a few times. Exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, lengthening the front. Move slowly enough to feel supported the whole breath, the whole movement. You can try a bigger movement, you can try a smaller movement. So 4 or 5 of those, a handful of those. And after a handful of those, come back to where both feet are equidistant from the wall. Maybe closer to the wall, maybe further from the wall. And do a few of those with your both feet the same distance from the wall. Exhale, rounding the back. Bending the knees more or less. Inhale, long front. Maybe feel the heels. Maybe float your chin. Exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, lengthening the front. And then after a few of those, you decide maybe 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and you can move your feet in the movement. So maybe as you exhale, you got 1 foot further back, and then as you inhale, maybe move that foot forward. Exhale. 1 foot maybe further back. Inhale, maybe that foot moves further forward. So it doesn't have to be static. Just the important thing here is elbows straight, move slowly enough so you can avail yourself of the support the straps are offering you. Let support happen so you don't have to support yourself. If suddenly you feel holding happening in your back, slow down, change how you're doing what you're doing so that the holding, the tightness doesn't happen. So it's not about performing, it's about moving in a different way, same body, different experience. Slow. All right, when you're ready, somewhere around now, whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and stick your bottom toward the center of the room, fold in half of your hips. So you're looking down, roughly at your feet comfortably apart. Lean back, contraction, leaning back, traction. And then wiggle, waggle, ziggle, zaggle, gently jousting the hands. Maybe glance under one arm or the other. Let's keep the hands roughly where they are. Bring your hips way, way, way to the right. See if you can get a stretch in your left waist rib side. And then hips back to center, try the other way. Hips go left, stretch the right waist rib side. Back to center, wiggle, waggle, ziggle, zaggle. Meet people, be careful. You may want to sit on a block or two. Bring your seat toward your feet, little by little by little. Come on down into Mahalasana, squat pose. Squat pose. Okay, maybe your feet wider apart, maybe they splay out. Organize it, scooch a little closer to the wall so you don't have to lean forward. But organize so your bottom is not touching the floor. Right? If your bottom is touching the floor, scooch back a little. If you're leaning forward, scooch forward a little. And then elbows straight, bring your heart toward the wall, toward the wall, toward the wall, toward the wall. Little by little so your heart can't come toward the wall anymore. Don't bend the elbows. Then shoulders up, chin up, squeeze. Shoulders up, chin up, squeeze. Squeeze, and then drop your shoulders down a mile. Look at the wall. Heart toward the wall. Notice how it's moved away from the wall already. Heart toward the wall. Now keep your heart toward the wall. Move your face away from the wall. Don't lift or lower your chin. Just move your face away from the wall. Heart toward the wall. Face away from the wall. Heart toward the wall. Face away from the wall. So the crown of the head is reaching right up toward the sky. Right up toward the sky. Now relax your belly. Relax your belly. Let support happen. How do you get out of your way here? Heart toward the wall. Face away from the wall. Sitting super tall. Crown of the head reaching up. Relax the belly. Relax the belly. And then when you're ready, we're going to take the elevator up. So as you exhale, open your mouth. So big breath in and then push your feet. Exhale, open your mouth, push your feet. Good. Put a little slack in your strap. Let go with your hands. Just keep the strap on your arms. Flick your fingers with your thumb. Right? And then use each hand alternately. Say hello to the opposite hand, wrist, fingers. Little massage. Any energy that's stagnated, that's coalesced, just invite it to move. So you want to open your hands a little bit. Right? And then whenever you're ready, put the strap in the back of your wrist. Take the slack out of the strap. Hold on gently with your hands. Reach up and spin around. Spin around. Spin around. So maybe your fingers are touching. Maybe your fingers are touching. Maybe they're not. Somewhere there. Don't hurt your shoulders. Right? So straps. Short strap here. And just shift your weight back and forth a little bit. One side, other side. One side, other side. Back and forth a little bit. See if you can discern any difference. Left shoulder, left hip, right hip. Any differences? We're going to play around a little bit. So when you're ready, let's just shift over to your right foot. I'm going to do the mirror image. Shift over, weight on the right leg, so your left heel can be up. Now, very slowly here, you're on the right leg straight. Now, reach to the right elbow. Where it's pointing, reach slow. So you can still keep the left strap taut. Right elbow lift, reaching. Feel what happens, where it happens, when it happens. Don't be aggressive. And then when you're ready, slowly come out of it. Use your left strap for support too. So all the stretch appears to disappear. And now, heel inside, go slowly. As you inhale, reach the right elbow where it's pointing. Slowly. As soon as action starts, stop moving, keep inhaling. Exhale slowly. So maybe you just start the movement and something starts to happen inside, so stop. Go slow, inhale, slow, reach. Feel for the start. As soon as it starts, stop moving, breathe in there. Exhale, come out of it. Slow. Use both straps for support. Let's try again. Inhale, right elbow reaching. Feel for the start. Feel for it. Slow down. Stop when you get to the start. Exhale, come on out of it. Okay, now we're going to change it just a little bit. We're going to add something. So like before, inhale slowly. Feel for the start. Acknowledge the start when you get there, and then proceed anyway without being aggressive. Exhale slowly, not suddenly. Use support as you come out of it. Try that again. Inhale, slow, go slow. Feel for the start, don't go by it. Acknowledge it when you get there, and then proceed. Exhale, slowly come out of it. Use support as you come out. And then this time, just feel your way into a stretch that is obvious. It's apparent, but not too much. Wherever that happens to be. And then play there. Maybe introduce a bow. Maybe your hips go to the right. You can look down. You can look where your heart's pointing. You might look up. Right? You might move your belly button left. You might move your belly button right. Go side bend. Maybe you stretch the mat wider between your feet. When you're ready to come out of there, maybe exhale with your mouth open as you move your hips back. And then you come to center, very gently shift your weight side to side again. Now, feel the contrast between the two sides. Feel the consequence of that little side bend. And after a few times back and forth, don't rush. After a few times back and forth, shift over to your left foot. Feel support by the straps. And then reach your left elbow where it's pointing, little by little. What happens? Where does it happen? When does it happen? Reach. Don't be aggressive. Slowly. Come out of there. Okay, now feel, listen inwardly. And then inhale, reach. Reach to the elbow. As soon as you get to the start place, stop moving, keep breathing. Sandy, you can use those straps right there. Already set up. Exhale, come out of it. Inhale, reach, go slowly, feel for the start. Listen to the start. Stop as soon as you get there. Keep breathing. Exhale, come out of it. Let the straps support you. Maybe one more time, one more like that. Inhale, slowly. Feel for the start. Just the inkling of the beginning of the start. Stop there, breathe. Don't ignore it, don't bypass it. Then a couple of times more, this time feel for the start like before, nice and slow. As soon as you get there, acknowledge it and then proceed without being aggressive. You don't have to go to maximum. You don't have to go to maximum. You may want to, but you don't have to. Come on out of it as you exhale. And again, when you're ready, inhale, reach, go slowly. Feel for just the beginning of something starting. Acknowledge it and then proceed. Keep feeling inside. Keep feeling inside. Come on out of it, use support. Come on out of it, use support. And then when you're ready, feel your way into a stretch that is obvious, but not too much. Not too much. And then play around there. Maybe you want to introduce the bow. Maybe the hips go to the left. Maybe move your belly button left or right. Maybe you look down. Maybe you look where your heart's pointed. Few breaths here. Shift your weight more here. Shift your weight more there. One strap more, the other strap more. Play around a little bit. Where do you have more support? Feel yourself on it. When you're ready to come out of there, move with your exhale as you open your mouth. Back and forth a couple of times. Feel the contrast now. Feel the consequence of that little side bend. Find center when you're ready. Find center when you're ready. And then let's straighten your arms, walk toward the wall. Maybe your heels touch the wall, maybe not. If the back of your legs are tight, just spread your feet wider as need be. Wrap the straps right over your shoulders. Elbows toward the wall. Place your hands maybe on your hips or your ribs. Lean away from the wall. Let the straps support you. Relax the neck, let your chin dangle down. So as you inhale, bring your heart forward. Maybe peel the heels, maybe not. As you exhale, push the shoulders into the straps, drop your chin. Maybe you round your back a little bit. Inhale, let the straps pull the shoulders back, heart forward. Maybe chin up, maybe heels up. Exhale, heels down, round your back a little, shoulders push into the straps. Chin drops down. And then come on to neutral. Come on to neutral. Let's tip the pelvis forward a little bit. So introduce that little sway in the back. Tip the pelvis forward a little bit. And then move your hips toward the wall. The hands might move. The straps might slide over your shoulders. Stop initially at about a 45-degree angle with the body. Just let support register with you. And then if and when you're ready, you can proceed. Little by little, you might end up with a flat back. You don't have to, but you might. You might end up folding all the way in half. But every once in a while, pause without zooming in. Pause, shift your weight here, shift your weight there. Wait for your body to feel your body starting to let go. That indicates your body's yielding into what's supporting you. And then you're ready to come forward a little more. If the back of the legs are really tight, don't go down that far. Or spread your feet wider apart. You might stretch them out wider between your feet. You might just peel up your toes. Let's keep your back flat or maybe sway. So we take this stretch away from the spine and redirect it into the back of the legs. You can just peel up the toes. You can shift your weight. You can peel up the heels maybe. Bring your tailbone toward the sky. Keep your tailbone high as you lower the heels. If your hands are in the proximity of your knees, you can give your knees something to squeeze out into your hands. As your hands push in, you can squeeze the knees out, engaging the lines of energy. That will help support the back and the body. So a little forward bend, head below the heart would be good. Unless it's not good. If it's not good, then don't go there. A few more breaths. Lean into the strap when you're ready to come up. And when you come up, let the strap slide over your shoulders. Let the hands come right up to the shoulders. Everyone stops. Just lean away from the wall. Lean away from the wall. And then you can move a little bit. So as you're leaning away from the wall, just let your shoulders alternately go up and down and up and down and up and down. Like a little jostling. action. Let that slowly subside. Breathe up into where the straps are, where the hands are. Breathe way up into the upper lobes of the lungs there. And let's push the shoulders into the straps. Exhale. Inhale, let the straps pull the shoulders back, heart forward. Exhale, shoulders into straps. Maybe drop your chin, heart toward the wall. Inhale, heart toward the center of the room. Okay, and then just find neutral. Push the straps away from you, straighten your arms. So the straps are still over your shoulders. And let's take the thumbs out of the loop. So just your hands in the loop. Thumbs out of the loop. Lean into the straps. Thumbs out of the loop. Lean into the straps. So the straps are still pulling the shoulders down. Right, let's move the hands down a little bit. I want you to be careful when you're doing this. So when you're ready, just push the hands into the loop and let the hands come up. So that'll be inhale. As you exhale, hands come down, shoulders come up. Squeeze shoulders into the straps. As exhale, inhale, push the hands down, bring your hands up. Exhale, hands down, shoulders up, squeeze, be careful with the neck, be careful with the shoulders. Let's exhale, chin up, shoulders up, and then inhale, push the hands down, and then lift your hands. Try one more time. Exhale, hands come down, shoulders come up, chin comes up, squeeze shoulders and straps. Inhale, push the hands down, and then lift your hands up. Good. All right. Put one foot a little forward so you can put some slack in the strap. Use your left thumb, hold on to your right strap. So your right hand is free. Use your right hand. Make sure there's no twists in that right strap. At least no twist over your shoulder. At least no twist over your shoulder. So you want as broad of a strap as possible over your shoulder. And then your right thumb goes back into its own loop. And then your right thumb holds your left strap. Same deal. Left hand, make sure there's no twist in the strap over your shoulder. And then organize so each thumb has their own strap. And then thumbs point toward each other. Right where your thumbs are is where you're going to slip your arms, your hands. So you might have to change your distance from the wall. You're going to take one hand, slip it into the loop, and place the loop right at your elbow on the forearm side, adjacent to your elbow, not in the middle of the forearm. That's going to hurt. It'll put a bruise on you. Put the strap right next to the elbow. Keep your elbow bent so the strap will stick. Lean into it. And then your second arm into the loop. Strap right next to the elbow. Keep the elbow bent. Lean into it. You can grab the opposite arm or strap, or just keep your elbows bent. Lean into the strap. The strap pull the shoulders down. And then as you're ready for it, if you're comfortable, walk towards the wall more or less, don't make it scary, and rest your forehead on your forearm. Right there. Right there, and then shift your weight right, shift your weight left, with the arms and straps. You're leaning into the straps, weight goes one way slowly, weight goes the other way slowly. Little by little, one side, other side, let support happen. Let support happen. In the movement, support's happening. Okay, so when you're ready, let's go ahead and shift your weight over to your right foot, straps right, arms right, bend your right knee, organize action your right ankle. Most people are going to get some stretch in the Achilles tendon. Sometimes it comes up, extends up to the calf. And once enough tension has been released in the tendon, you'll start to get compression in the ankle joint, bone against bone. That may not happen today or for a while. You can shift more weight on the big toe side. You can shift more weight on the little toe side. You play around, go slowly. The idea is a gentle, supported, sustained stretch in the ankle. In the ankle. The ankle has a need to move easily in any direction. Easily in any direction. A few breaths here. Anything that would serve as a ball and chain on your ankle, just release it now. Whatever tethers you, release it. And when you're ready to come out of there, you're going to exhale, open your mouth, push the foot down as the knee straightens. Lean into the straps like you were, and slowly go side to side. Feel the support as you're going side to side. Feel the consequence of that little ankle stretch. Any contrast between the two ankles. After a few times back and forth, don't rush, go shift your arms, your straps to the left, and your left knee, organize action in your left ankle, and just notice if this side is any different. Big toe side, little toe side, you decide. Anything you're tethered to, remember, you're the one holding it. Let go. Let go. Gentle, sustained action. Releasing in any direction. Allow support to happen. Couple more breaths. When you're ready, you find center and then exhale, open mouth, push foot, straight knee. Lean into the straps with your arms and a few times back and forth, nice and slow. Slowly enough to feel support happening as it's happening. Find center when you're ready. So we have another iteration. So you're still leaning into the strap with your arms. Be careful. Little shower pose variation. So shoulder people, back people, be careful. Soften your knees. Let your elbows start to lift. Let your chin drop down. Your arms are not on the wall, so you have wiggle room. Maybe one elbow goes up higher or the other elbow goes up higher. You can play around. You can have your knees straight or bent. You can move your hips toward the wall, away from the wall. Reach up more or less. Invite the curve in your low back to migrate up toward your heart. Be gentle. Be gentle. When you're ready to come out of there, stay as long as you want. Push arms into the loop. Bring your forearms back like a pillow. And just rest on the pillow with your forehead. A few breaths. Just a couple breaths. Rest. Rest there. Let your belly relax. Let your glutes relax. Let your perineum relax. This is the advanced part, the letting go part, the allowing part. And then one more iteration. You're going to push the arms into the loop. Bring your sit bones toward the wall. Hinge in half at your hips. Organize what feels like a banquet table, long back, so maybe back parallel with the floor. Go slowly. You may get parallel. You may go further. Just go slowly. Okay, you can move your feet closer to the wall, further to the wall, closer together, farther apart. Keep your back flat or sway, depending on your anatomy. So we redirect the stretch away from the spine, down the back of the legs. Down the back of the legs. Maybe stretch them out wider between your feet or just peel your toes up from time to time. You can shift your weight more on the left side or on the right side. So movement is fine. It does not have to be static. It's legal to round your back, so you can round your back and just feel the consequence. Rounding the back stretches the spine. When you're ready to come out of there, stay longer if you like. You're going to exhale, open your mouth, and lean into the strap as you straighten. All the way up. And as you come up slowly, let your arms open. Slowly let your arms open. Let's keep the straps around the crook of the elbows. Just lean away from the wall. So crook of the elbows. So arms are back like chicken wings. Shoulders back. Heart forward. Heart forward. So the tendency is to jut your hips forward. So let's imagine, feel where your ankles are, feel where your shoulders are, put an imaginary line between the ankles and the shoulders. Move your hips with your hands, move your hips closer to the wall, past the line. Not your shoulders, just your hips. Keep the fingers pushing into the hips, but push your hips into the hands. Let your hips come forward. Feel when your hips are on that line, ankles, hips, shoulders, and then move your hips forward to the line. Feel the difference. Without clenching your jaw, holding your breath, without tightening your glutes. So hips keep pushing, snugging into fingers with your fingers. Invite the hips, push the hips back right on the line. So ankles, hips, shoulders. Shoulders are back. Now, without moving your shoulders, without moving your hips, just envision a big magnet at your pubic bone, a big magnet at your diaphragm, and as you exhale, you open your mouth and bring the magnets toward each other. Not the shoulders, not the hips, just the magnets. Inhale, collarbones. Exhale, magnets. Inhale, collarbones. Exhale, magnets. Like you're filling up two little balloons in your kidneys. Inhale, shoulders. Exhale, magnets. A couple more. Inhale, shoulders. Exhale. Yes, yeah. Yeah, there. So this is what keeps you up in not just headstand, but just actually hanging out in your feet. Okay, so when you're ready, just ease your way out of there. Let the straps have a little slack. Slide the straps down to the back of your wrist. Hold on from the bottom. So now we're water skiing backwards. Okay, ski backwards. So again, you might want to have one forward or the other or both the same. So with palms facing up, which is typically how we start, that's the exhale position for your arms. So your arms will deliberately rotate. Pull that palms up. Bring your hips toward the wall. Stop wherever you like. Go make the flat back, maybe not quite that far, but somewhere in that vicinity. This will be your exhale shape. You may end up going further forward, but for now, let's start here. So as you inhale, let your heart turn your palms to face each other. Keep turning the hands, palms down. Keep turning the palms so they face out. Peel up your heels, lift your chin. So inhale, long front. And as you exhale, heels down. Flat back, sway back, hinging your hips. The arms rotate inwardly. Palms back toward the sky. Stop folding whenever you like. You don't have to fold in half, but you may want to. Move with your breath. Inhale, long front. Externally rotate the arms. Long front. Exhale, long back. Flat back, straight back. Stop wherever you like. Move with your breath. Let the breath fill the whole movement. Let the movement fill the whole breath. Move slowly enough to feel support as you're moving. As you're moving, slowly enough to feel support. Straps are there, straps are there, straps are there, floor is there, straps are there, floor is there. Keep letting support register with you. You'll move that slowly. So maybe a couple more, a few more up and down, up to you. You can spread the toes. Shift your weight. Find your way, when you're ready, find your way into some snapshot, some shape. Feel your way into it. Maybe it's the up shape, maybe it's the down shape, maybe it's somewhere in between. Just find as much support as you can, and then check out a different shape. Find as much support as you can, check out another shape. You may want to feel your wind up, work your way, feel your way into the exhale shape or stay in the inhale shape. You can move your feet as needed, further from the wall, closer to the wall, further apart, closer together. If your arms are in the vicinity of your knees, give your knees something to squeeze into your arms. Arms can squeeze in, knees can squeeze out, at least some of the time. When you're ready to come out of there, go slowly, support, 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 allow, allow, feel, feel, listen inwardly. when your body's ready. Put a little slack in the strap, go towards the wall, and let's put the straps between your legs. Put the strap between your legs. So you're going to have to adjust your distance to the wall here. Okay? And you're going to put the arms into the loops, through the loops. Okay? So straps between the legs, arms in the loops. And then you're going to spread your fingers out. Open the palms, spread the fingers, turn the fingers toward each other so the thumbs are toward the wall. So the strap is on the inside of the wrist. Fingers toward each other. And then you're going to put the web of your hand on the side of your thigh. So organize your distance from the wall, no slack in the strap. Plant your hand on the side of your thigh. Turn your toes pigeon-toed. Keep your hands planted on the side of your thigh. And then lean away from the wall. The straps pull on the hands inwardly rotate your thighs. And then tailbone toward the sky a little bit. Hinge forward to the left, more or less. Lean away from the wall, more or less. Tailbone toward the sky. Tailbone toward the sky. Lean away from the wall. Hinge forward, more or less. Tailbone toward the sky. So every so often, tailbone toward the sky. So we want to invite space in the sacrum. This is the action of a downward facing dog if you had an anatomy more like Mr. Anker's anatomy. So some of us with tight hamstrings and so forth can't get this experience in a downward dog, so we can get it here. Space in the sacrum, tailbone toward the sky, be gentle with the back of the legs, the hamstrings. Maybe the toes peel up, you can shift your weight. Lean away from the wall. Inwardly rotate the thighs, tailbone toward the sky. Breathe into the belly and the abdomen. Invite space into the sacrum. Space into the sacrum. To come out of here, you're going to lean into the straps as you unhinge, as you come up. Good. Take the straps out, put your fingers, and let's just end up, lay down on the floor, head toward the wall. Make sure you can touch the wall. So you're on your back. Maybe on a mat, maybe on a blanket. Make sure you can touch the walls. So maybe hands on the wall, maybe just fingers, maybe you make a fist and put your fingers on the wall. So look up at your straps. Just choose one of your straps, leave the other one alone. Choose one strap, let it be right above you, put your right foot in the loop, and straighten the leg, so let the strap support your leg. Let the strap support your leg, and then cross your left ankle over your right ankle. Ankles cross, straps support your leg. Let that happen. And you can wind up, some of you are going to make your loops longer, some of you are going to make your loops shorter. And then when you're ready, just push your feet into the loop just enough for your hips. Just come off the mat. And then when your hips are just off the mat, jostle your hips back and forth a little bit. And then not suddenly, not abruptly, you get out of the way, let the jostling slowly subside. And when your hips are still, set them down gently on the mat and empty. Don't skip that part, empty. Keep your face empty. Keep your jaw, tongue, eyes empty. Everything empty. And then go ahead and push your head down. Push your head down. That's fine. Let's try this back there so that Right, so head's pushing down without tightening eyes, jaw, tongue. Head's pushing down, and now as you're pushing your head down, simultaneously push your sacrum into the blanket, into the mat. Sacrum down, head down, sacrum down. Head down, sacrum down, a gentle, sustained action. Right? And then hands, fingers, or fists on the wall. And as you exhale, tuck your pelvis, peel your sacrum, push the feet into the loop, and your spine will peel up sequentially. Maybe you peel up to your shoulders, maybe not. Don't hurt your neck. Inhale, push into the wall and peel down sequentially. Half vertebrae at a time. Top of your breath, head down, sacrum down. Exhale, tuck pelvis, peel, sacrum, feet in the loop, peel up. Don't hurt your neck. Inhale, push into the wall and peel down. So a few of those. Move with your breath. Exhaling or peeling up. Using the strap. Inhale, use the wall, push into the wall and peel down. You might want to stay in the up shape when you get there. You don't have to, you can if you like, for a breath or so. You don't have to, don't hurt your neck. It's not neck stand. It's a shoulder stand variation, it's not neck stand. When you're ready to come down, push into the wall, inhale down. And when you're down, empty, empty. Belly, face, arms, empty. Stay empty, slide your top ankle, left ankle, slide the left ankle down, go past the right knee. Put your left ankle bone on your right thigh bone, maybe closer to the knee, maybe down closer to the hip, you decide. Dorsiflex that left ankle, so reach your left toes toward your left knee, make a 90-degree angle in the ankle. Spread the toes on the left foot. Reach the left knee away from the wall, away from you, without using your hand to do it. And then bend your right knee, organize a stretch in your action in your left hip. Deep into the piriformis, underneath the glute muscle, maybe along the side of the thigh, the IT band. So here's where you can play. You can move the foot in the loop a little bit left or right. You can straighten the right leg, strap leg more or less. You can push your head down some of the time. Even rolling more on the left side of your head or the right side of your head. You can reach the left knee away from you. You even give your left knee something to push into, away from the wall. Push into your left fingers. You spread the toes on the left foot. You can push one or both hands into the wall. So lots of ways to engage lines of energy. So play around with the shape. Find places that you can melt and soften and breathe into. And when you're ready, let your hips find center and slowly straighten the strap leg. And then when your strap leg is straight, slide the top ankle all the way out, all the way back up, and switch feet. Left foot in the strap, right ankle on top. Once you've stacked your ankles, push your feet into the loop, let your hips just hover. And when your hips are just hovering, jostle the hips a few times. And then, not abruptly, slowly get out of the way and let the hips just come to stillness. Head come to stillness, and then slowly drop your hips and empty. The belly, the face, the arms empty, the legs. Don't skip this part. This is the advanced part we could use practice with. Okay, keep your face empty, push your head down. And as you're pushing your head down, sacrum down, so simultaneously, head down, sacrum down. Breath still happening. As you're ready, hands, fingers, or fists on the wall. With an exhale, tuck your pelvis, feel the sacrum, push your feet into the loop, and peel up to some degree. Don't hurt your neck. You may or may not get to your shoulders, up to you. Inhale, push into the wall, and peel down. Sequentially. Top of your breath, head down, sacrum down. Exhale, tuck pelvis, peel, sacrum, feet in the loop. So that's a handful of those. Inhale, peeling down, using the wall. Exhale, peeling up. Using the strap. You might stay in up shape for a few breaths. You don't have to, but you may. If you elect to stay in the up shape, remember it's not neck stand, it's shoulder stand. Shoulders down, head down, not the neck. When you're ready to come down, push into the wall as you inhale and feel down. And when you're down, empty. Get good at that. Good. Stay empty. Slide the top right ankle down onto the left thigh bone. Ankle bone on the thigh bone. You decide exactly where to place the ankle bone. Closer to the knee, down closer to the hip. Spread the toes on the right foot. Flex the ankle. And then bend your left knee. Organize a stretch in the right hip. Hair formants along the outside of the thigh, the IT bend. Remember, you have lots of options. You can move the foot in the loop a little this way or that way. You can straighten the strap leg more or less. If you need more stretch, make your loop shorter. If you need less stretch, longer loop, or scooch closer to the wall. You can squeeze your right knee away from the wall into your hand or fingers. You might push into the wall with one or both hands. You can push your head down. So again, you have a lot of wiggle room here, and you can be more precise typically in this configuration than you can if you're just doing a familiar pigeon pose, where most people just kind of collapse. So now you can be actively listening, feeling into your body as you're moving, and feel your way into where more support is happening. You know more support is happening, and you're availing yourself of it when your body's letting go. Without you having to do it, it's just happening. So feel into the place where your body is spontaneously just letting go. Feel into that. Melt into that. Okay, when you're ready, let your hips find center and slowly straighten the strap leg. Once the strap leg is straight, slide both feet, top foot out, put both feet side by side in your loop. Push into the loop till your hips are hovering, jostle a few times. And then get out of the way slowly. Let the hips find stillness, not abruptly, slowly, and then set the hips down and empty. Bend your knees, more or less. They might splay apart, more or less. Push your head down, keeping your face, eyes, jaw, tongue relaxed. Add the sacrum down, head down, sacrum down simultaneously. Breath still moving as it will. Hands, fingers, fists on the wall. As you're ready, exhale, tuck pelvis, peel sacrum. Feet into the loop. Knees can stay bent or straighten. Inhale, peel down, push into the wall. Knees can stay straight or bent. Exhale, peel up. Use the strap. Inhale, peel down, use the wall. Maybe some of the time the knees are bent, maybe some of the time the knees are straight. Find what feels easiest. Find what feels easiest. You might want to stay in the up shape. You certainly don't have to, but you might play there. Feel the difference. Knees bent, knees straight. What feels like less effort. When you're ready, push into the wall, inhale down. You're not ready. Splay the knees apart, bring the soles of your feet together, come on into that Supta Baddha Konasana. I like to scooch a little closer to the wall in this instance, but up to you. Soles of the feet together, let the toes peel apart, and then use your hands and push your knees away from you for a few breaths. Thighs away from you. Relax your belly so the navel just drops down toward the spine. And then slowly stop pushing with your hands, but keep your knees splayed out. Head down, eyes, jaw, tongue relaxed, head down.
And then sacrum down simultaneously, head down, sacrum down, hands, fingers, fists on the wall. And as you exhale, push the outside of the feet into the loop. Your hips lift out. Maybe just a little, maybe more than a little. Maybe your feet going to move left to right a little bit or not. Maybe your knees go back and forth a little bit or not. The big deal is outside of the feet into the loop. Let your feet move away from you a little bit as you push them into the loop. Feel what happens. More of a diamond shape with your legs, and then let the heels come toward your bottom. Feel the difference. The whole time pushing the feet into the loop. Feet move away from you like more of a diamond shape with your legs. Don't hurt your ankles. And then heels toward your bottom. Feel the difference. When you're ready, just gently, gently push into the wall and let your hips rest down and empty. And empty. Straighten your legs. When you're ready, straighten your legs, cross your ankles. Doesn't matter which one's on top. Whatever is natural, whatever feels good. With your ankles stacked, bend your knees again. Let your feet be stacked in the loop. And maybe you might cross your arms over your body or put your arms somewhere else. You don't have to stay in this configuration. It's one option. There's many, many options. We've played differently before, but you can stay here or change. You could shore up the other loop so it just reaches the floor. And hit the second loop when it just reaches the floor. If the buckle's out of your way, you might want, you don't have to, you might want to cradle your head. If you cradle your head, make sure it's not your neck you're cradling. And if you cradle your head, I would vote for have the head just barely off the floor, so don't crank on it. Sometimes that's fun. If it's not fun, if it doesn't feel good, obviously don't do it. It's not a prescription. It's not a directive. It's just an invitation to explore.
Where can you soften in your body? I let go and allow that I might receive and have. I let go and allow that I might receive and have. Having does not entail holding in any way, shape, or form. Your head has you believing that in order to have, you have to hold. So just do a little experiment. Take a breath, hold on to it, and when you're ready for more, keep holding the breath and take some more breath in. See how it works. Not so well. In order to have more breath, you have to let go of the breath that's no longer needed, the breath you now have. And it's true with the breath, it's true with peace, it's true with balance, it's true with well-being, it's true with life force. Let it move through you as you, not by you. You get to embody it, be the expression of it, be the embodiment of it in this dynamic realm. I let go and allow that I might receive and have. And so align myself with the most natural way of being in a body, most natural way of being on this planet. Dynamic, and in the movement there is a stillness you can feel into. And in that stillness there is a movement you're aware of. Invite it, allow it. In the movement there is a stillness you can be aware of. Drop into it. And in that stillness there is a movement you'll be aware of. Invite it, allow it. So now the yoga-ing, the invitation remains the same as you walk out into the rest of the day. You don't have to default back to your habituated way of being in your body, the holding patterns, the thinking, the managing, the directing. Be aware of what the head is saying, but don't forget about your heart. Don't forget about your belly. Let yourself be moved through the day and ride that wave of inspiration, ride the wave of being. So that would-be obstacles appear to disappear as if by magic. Where you would otherwise expect to confront problems, suddenly answers present themselves as if by magic. Thanks for being here today, yoga-ing, with everybody here. Namaste.